Hi guys, Paul here from PABrewNews. Sorry I'm not wearing the proper attire. I should have worn one of my Cthulhu shirts for Cthulhu. Oh yeah, barrel aged. I don't know if it's a barrel aged, but barley wine. Got this from Harry Meadows from Bruno's Beer Reviews. Can't remember if I bought it from him or he just gave it to me. I can't remember that. A lot of drinking going on in England, so 14% alcohol by volume from Brewery, D.O.M. I can't even see that because my eyes are blurred. But the D.O.M. Brewery from Belgium, Easgem, I think it's Easgem, Belgium. Ingredients are water, malt, yeast, and hops. So purity law, goodness, the Reinheitsgebot. Of course, it's not German, but whatever. You know what I mean. Now, I'll tell you what. There is such a it's like this much sediment in this bottle. I mean, compare it like that. It's nuts. It is crazy nuts. So when I pour this, I'm gonna top this up, and pretty much that's it. So, but there we go. So it's got the shield on there. I don't know if you can see it. Unfortunately, it again might be a little blurry. It's a shield. It reminds me of it's kind of like the death metal, New York death metal shield, and then I think Black Metal Brewery has something like that too, and then of course these guys have it too. D.O.M. Brewery, very cool. Established in 2011. Cthulhu, inspired by the great, created by the great H.P. Lovecraft, and you know I love me Lovecraft. It's this camera right now is sitting on a box set of H.P. Lovecraft books. So there you go. There you go. I can't show it to you because the camera's sitting on it. And I just had a Cthulhu shirt on. It's in the washer right now, unfortunately. Okay, let's open it up. Oh, man, this thing is tipped top to the brim. The beer is to the brim, which is not a bad thing at all. Try to pour it as slow as I can. Should have just got a second glass. Wait a second. 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 Oh, where'd that glass come from? I don't know. I don't know where this glass came from. To the light. Listen to the Tenebrae. Just got this in from Waxworks Records. There you go. I don't know how much I saved in there, but that is a thick mess going on in there. Okay. And that's the other bits I poured out. Here's the main glass. Hello, Craig. How you doing, my brother? Here's the main glass, and I poured it, and it looks beautiful in this glass. Let me tell you what. Okay. And it smells like honey. It smells like wildflower, honey, oranges. Lots of pepper. At least like a lemon pepper. Really crazy. Like a crazy floral note coming out of this one, too. Or herbal note, rather. Basil. I mean, something real crazy herbal notes kind of coming out of this one too. But a lot of wildflower, honey, caramel, a lot of ethanol alcohols. I think it's really hit me in the face. The 14% ABVs coming out. Of course, this one could sit for a million billion years and probably should. Cthulhu. Something like sun-dried tomatoes too coming out of this. Really weird. Very odd. Very odd. Yeast. I don't know if it's the yeast or whatever, that big, huge sediment of yeast. But there's a lot of herbalness coming out of this one too. Not just, your common malts and a little bit of dark fruits. A lot of crazy stuff coming out of this one. Good firm carbonation too with that ring ahead. Let's take a taste. See what happens. Cheers. Hmm. Bit thin. Again, tomato paste. I mean, like there's really weird hints of herbs in this one. Not just a good malty backbone combined with nice thick dark fruits, which honestly I would prefer. But this has a lot of wildflower honey in it, um, clove honey. You do get nuances of raisins, caramel, but the first hint was like sun-dried tomatoes and pepper. It's dying down a little bit. Maybe my palate's getting acclimated to it because it's more like straight up wildflower honey. Then you hit nuances of caramel and raisins coming through now. I think a lot of that floral and herbal note is coming from the hint of the yeast and a lot of the alcohol. Orange peels now. I mean, this is just a Reinheitsgebot kind of beer, purity law based beer. So I'm very curious to what kind of yeast they used. Yeah, that kind of it has a nuance in the background of a pastoral field, a little herbalness, floralness, whatever the fuck that meant. But like a lot of like basil, hints of that. There's still nuances of that still in the back, muddled together with that alcohol by volume coming through. But then wildflower honey, caramel, hints of raisins. Cthulhu is a different beast, and so is this. Maybe that's the point. Cthulhu. Cthulhu. Vertagen. It almost tastes like you're drinking almost a wine almost instead of a barley wine. Just the nuances, the alcohol, the way the alcohol is coming through. Maybe a little bit of sulfites coming through a little bit with that too. It's a very odd taste, and it reminds me more of like a cherry wine mixed with honey, mixed with mixed with this, mixed with that, mixed with this. I could go on all day about all the stuff that I'm getting out of this, and all the way it reminds me of other things. But I guess we should go back to it as a barley wine. I would age this for 177 years, at least, just to get a good idea of what it's going to taste like when it's fully matured. At all. And I have the rest of this too, with a little bit more of the hazy yeast. But it's a different drinking experience right now. I think it's still new, active, things are happening kind of a deal. Because the yeast cake was amazing in that. So, yeah. It could be right now some of that bottled up yeast for turning it into alcohol, turning it into carbonation, getting the bottles primed. It could be going through that eat the bad flavors, eat those off flavors moments where there's just a little bit of that. And it takes time to clear out. And it will take time for that yeast to actually become a nice, firm, packed yeast. And I've had it for quite a while, so I don't know how long it's going to take for that to actually happen. If at all will turn into fruition or will actually do it at all. I don't know. I don't know. But it's not drinking bad right now. So if you have one, and you really do want to crack it open, you're going to have a very different experience than most barley wines. You're going to have a lot of those herbal notes kind of coming through right now. It's very volatile as far as the different flavor combinations that might not be working together well for everybody, but it's not a bad drinking experience. I wouldn't think so. Right now, it's in that weird stage. There's only 5,000 or 999 bottles. So this is bottle 560 out of 999. So I mean, there's There's a couple bottles floating around in the world. Not exactly sure in what country, how even Harry got this one, but it's a different beer. It's different. It's not bad. Not bad. Just different. So for a barley wine, it's not bad. It's giving you that big boozy note. You do get hints of caramel, raisins, stuff like that. Wildflower honey. I always like wildflower honey in beers. There's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of different other characteristics coming through with this right now that will definitely kind of chill over time. Unfortunately, there wasn't 9,999, so more people could get a taste of it, and more people could actually sit on it without experiencing it for the first time young. So, anyway, be that as it may, I'm going to give it probably a 7.5 out of 10. It's in that solid barley wine style, all the nuances of a barley wine, but then kicked up with all those other different things that are just, I think it's a barley wine becoming a barley wine. It's just in that kind of priming, eating those bad tones that might be in the priming state. I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. And there we go. Again, just listening to my Tenebrae soundtrack from Waxwork Records I just got in, and enjoying this CHTULHU barley wine from D.O.M Brewery, from Belgium. Anyway, this has been Paul from PABrewNews. I'm going to give it a 7.5, pushing 8 in that area out of 10. My mind's still kind of not made up on the whole deal, but it's in that range. So if you've had it, let me know what you think, blah, blah, blah. If you have one, I suggest you sit it down, bury it in the yard for a while, and see what happens. This has been Paul from PABrewNews. Cheers. Bye-bye.